afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Northwest Florida State College and Raider Arena, the home of tonight's matchup between the Northwest Florida State College Raiders and the Pensacola State College Pirates, a pair of teams out of the Panhandle Conference, game number 1 in that conference, and it is a tight race. We'll tell you about that in just a moment, but before we get started, my name is Rob Brown. I'll be your play-by-play announcer all evening long for both the women's and men's game. Sitting to my right alongside for all the action tonight, a very good friend of mine on color commentary, Jeff McDonald's in the building, and Jeff, we are set up for some of the best JUCO basketball, and fortunately for us, it's right here in our own backyard.
Ain't that right, Rob? Man, we're really spoiled to have such a fantastic program right here in Northwest Florida, here at Raider Country.
It is time to get our starting lineups announced here at the arena. Your Northwest Florida State College Raiders, the women's team, 14-0, and funny enough, Jeff McDonald, 14-0 is somehow good enough for only third in the Panhandle Conference, but obviously as we head into game number 1 of conference play, that's very simply because TCC, the number 1 team overall, and Chipola College, the number 2 team overall, just simply play more out of conference games heading into conference play.
Yeah, that's obviously the only explanation I can come up with on why they would be third. Certainly, I believe we are still ranked the number 1 ladies team in the country. So clearly they're seeing the gifts that we have in this program, the quality of young lady that we have, and I'm just excited to be here and witness it and be a part of it.
And this women's team is capable of putting up a lot of points. They have scored in the 90s 4 times so far, including a game back on December 8th when they dumped a century mark on Gadsden State, 100-54 that W. Their latest win, a little bit closer against Panola back on New Year's Day, 73-65, that one on the road. But here we are at home against Pensacola State College, a team that is technically last in the Panhandle Conference, but last at a record in 14-2. This is a good conference. This is not going to be an easy slate of games for these women, and they get it kicked off tonight.
No, absolutely. The Panhandle Conference is without a doubt the number 1 basketball conference in the country for junior college, state college basketball, men's and women's.
We are just seconds away from our starting tip here at Northwest Florida State College, Raider Arena. Rob Brown on the call with you alongside Jeff McDonald, RJ Murdoch, and the cast and crew of Emerald Coast TV, bringing you all of our coverage all evening long, and we are thrilled to be joining you this evening to call some Panhandle Conference women's basketball.
Rob, I tell you, sometimes sitting in this building, it just blows my mind. You know, I don't know if you, like myself, spent a little time here at the old Okaloosa-Walton Community College, but just to see this building versus what was once here, it's amazing to see where this program has come over the years and the work that, you know, athletic director Ramsey Ross has done, and just the quality of program we have on both the men's and women's side.
Hey, with Tracy for Northwest Florida, Zamaria Polk for the Pirates, we'll get our tip underway, and possession starts with Pensacola State. On the back of number 23, Kaya Burnett dribbles to the left, kicks it out to the wing, and that's where Pensacola sets up their offense to start this evening. Good pick and roll and a drive into the lane, throws up a prayer. Great pick and roll to set up that drive, but the finish just too tough. Back the other way come the Raiders, out of control, out of bounds. You cannot get out of control, but Jeff McDonald, when you're 20 seconds into the game, it's easy to be playing on adrenaline when you're back home.
Yeah, I think everybody's just a little pumped up here, and down here on this other end for Pensacola State College, you really got to finish that off. You get to the basket, got a decent look, got to knock that down, but you know, Raiders still playing some good defense.
Full court 1-2-1-1 press to open up play for the defensive side of the Lady Raiders, and they'll end up with a quick turnover there, so back on the offense again, and that's what you'll look for out of the defense of this Lady Raiders team, is a lot of turnovers on some very tough full-court press basketball. Whistle underneath called, and that's going to stop action. We've got a push on the defense, so that'll be a quick inbound under the basket for the Raiders. That foul called on Kayla Burnett. So here's your inbound under the basket for the Raiders. It goes back up to the top of the arc, and that is where we're going to see Georgia Gale set up the offense. Quick pass inside the layup, no good. Good look to find some down the lane open room, Jeff McDonald, but tough kiss off the glass.
Yeah, I'm telling you, more and more as I'm watching these ball games, high school, college, these young kids are having a hard time finding the right angle off the glass.
Three-pointer is no good for Brandy Washington. Rebound to the Raiders, and up the court comes Leandra Ichi. She'll skip it back up to the middle, and that ball running through the top of the key out of the hands of Jaden McCoy, who's kind of running that almost Phil Jackson up-top triangle post position at the elbow.
Looks like we got a kick ball there.
So this will stay in the hands of the team in gray, and I will say I do have to acknowledge, Jeff McDonald, I like these gray uniforms, man. That's a good look for the Lady Raiders.
You know, like I told you, I was calling some of these games over the college tournament and the high school tournament that was going on here during the holidays, and a lot of folks I would sit with and talk to, they hate these new uniforms. I love them.
Miss there from Ira Tracy is going to go over to the other side, but rebounded off of a long rebound are the Raiders, and here's another kick to the far side. The jumper is up and rattles in. It's good. Georgia Gale with the first points of the game on the scoreboard. Raiders up 2-0.
Rob Brown, these rims are so forgiving. I love it. You just get a ball up on them, they're liable to drop. But still, that was a great shot. Way to knock it down.
And again, that tough, aggressive defense, kind of a 1-3-1-1 zone set up by the Raiders. Good drive there, but a travel called on Zamaria Polk, who had some room to drive, but the defense collapsed. And that's one of the things, you sacrifice some attention to the wings when you run that 1-3-1-1, but it really makes it difficult to drive into the lane and get those high percentage shots, especially when you've got post players out there like Jaden McCoy sitting right in the middle just waiting for that attention to come to the free throw line.
Oh, good pass.
There's another good pass inside the up and under. No good. Good defense there from Pensacola State. Probably one dribble too many out of Ira Tracy, if I have to be honest, though, Jeff.
Yeah, after the move, maybe you should go ahead and put that up. I think sometimes these kids try a little too hard. Just make that one move and go up with it.
Kayla Jackson shoots one up off balance, and it will not go. So here come the Lady Raiders once again. Dribble drive to the basket from number 10, Shania Mertens, but the pass goes wide. There's a left-handed layup.
Nice
no
take.
Good. Just couldn't get it to go, but the follow-up will. Good effort there from Jaden McCoy. Right there in the middle, grabbing what I affectionately refer to as those garbage points. But Jeff and Donald, garbage points win and lose basketball games.
Hey, listen, Miss McCoy, she's a force inside the paint. You just saw right there on the defensive end, stepping off, cutting off the baseline drive and getting the ball back for the Raiders. She's pretty solid down low. 3
rebounds already for Jaden McCoy, a pair of points to go along with it, and creates a turnover there. Sets her baseline there underneath the block and creates the turnover. So here come the Raiders in coast to coast. The underneath pass, and McCoy has another pair. That was a great run from Leandra Etche. I thought she was going to take it herself, but that quick little unselfish dish to McCoy results in another pair for the Raiders.
Oh, great. Right back on defense by Leandra, getting the ball back for the Raiders.
Quick turnover, three-point effort is up, no good. Just too long for Georgia Gale. And here come the Pirates the other way, but a turnover there from from Kayla Jackson with the over-the-top dribble, and that's one of those that'll give a coach a bit of a rage on the sideline.
Just those turnovers like that are really, unforced. She's just dribbling the ball up the floor and just loses control. Yeah, that'll definitely drive you crazy as a coach.
First timeout of the game called by Northwest Florida State College as they hold on to a 6-0 lead with 6:21 here in the first portion of the game. Jaden McCoy leads with 4 points. Georgia Gale has a pair. McCoy also has 3 rebounds. And so far, a good first quarter coming inside out from the Raiders. All the best plays have really worked under the basket.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Leandra so far, just in her job of, putting the offense together, getting to the basket, making some great passes, and getting her teammates set up for nice, easy buckets.
Those inside passes, and I would almost go so far as to say that I'd like to see the Raiders, and this isn't something you want to hear as a coach, but I'd like to see the Lady Raiders maybe be even a little more selfish underneath. There's been a lot of extra passes underneath that I thought maybe gave away easy looks at the rim, but, you teach your girls to be unselfish, that's what they're doing.
I'd rather err on the side of unselfishness myself, for sure.
So here come the Lady Raiders. Good inside pass, and the layup is good. Leandra Ichi gets her next points on the game off of a phenomenal assist on the inside from Shania Mertens.
That's what you love when the young lady gives up the ball. She doesn't just stand there and wait to get it back. Makes a nice cut to the basket, gets the ball back, and puts it in for 2.
Deja Woodard for Pensacola with the three-point pump fake and then goes inside with the runner. Can't get it to fall, though. Great look, just couldn't finish. And here come Georgia Gale, Leandra Ichi, and the Lady Raiders back the other way.
Yeah, Ichi's a little hustler, but he saw her got down here and got the ball back. Great hustle for the Raiders.
Got a whistle on the near side sideline. That foul's going to go against Kayla Jackson. We've got a push on this baseline, so that one against the Pirates. That is Jackson's first foul on the evening. Substitution for the Pirates. And Emil check number 35, Zarina Walker. She is the powerhouse in the middle for the Pirates. Oh, big block there from number 22, Deja Woodard, the substitute for the Pirates in that last time out. And all of a sudden, Jeff McDonald, we got a battle of the big men inside between McCoy and Woodard. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't want to be the one in there having to guard Jade McCoy, though. She's tough.
So a turnover there. Woodard will inbounds into the hands of Kaya Burnett. Again, that full court press of the Lady Raiders, broken well by the Pirates. The quick pass inbounds, but the layup missed there by the substitute, Walker Laffler. You got to have those baskets. Those are the baskets you cannot afford to lose when it's 5 minutes into the first quarter and you're still being shut out.
Yeah, point blank range by yourself. You got to knock that down.
Foul called underneath. That one's going to be against Woodard. That is her first foul of the game. Substitution now for the Lady Raiders. In checks number 34, CeCe Mayo, to give the Raiders a little more speed on the perimeter, matched up against an inside defense of the Lady Raiders. Look at that.
Open.
I'm going to give the credit on that. Great pass and good layup from Mayo, But Jaden McCoy there set a beautiful, beautiful post inside.
Nice screen, yes. Something you don't see enough of. Good solid screens in basketball today.
And when you've got somebody like McCoy capable of really setting that base on the block and owning that territory, that's one of the toughest things to do when you're setting a post underneath because of how fast some of these players can be. You kind of want to step left and right, but she set a beautiful screen underneath as that shot is no good for Brandy Washington. McCoy set a beautiful screen. It opened up the layup, and the Lady Raiders now with double digits, 10-0 with 4:37 here in the first portion of the game.
It's the defense setting up the offense, Rob. These young ladies do a great job of pressuring the ball handlers, and when they get into the paint, collapsing, stopping the ball, forcing a bad pass or a bad shot. Unfortunately, that one goes down right there for the Pirates.
There's the pass to Deja Woodard, her first points and the Pirates' first points. Look at that, a wide open pass. That was Joe Montana-esque to find Shania Mertens underneath the basket, and the Raiders get that deuce right back.
Way to get your head up the floor, find the open ball player, and get the easy bucket.
Dribble drive and a kick to the three-point line. A three-pointer is up and good. Drops it to Kaya Burnett.
That was a pretty stroke.
Good three-point look for Burnett to get the Pirates back to within 7. Here come the Raiders back the other way. Lots of screens up near the elbow, and you'll see that from the Lady Raiders all night long. There's the drive and the kick to the inside. The up and under layup is no good, but the rebound putback still no good. There's McCoy with another effort. She can't get it to go. 3-point blank range misses for the Lady Raiders.
You love crashing the boards, but you want to get one of those in the hole, that's for sure. But these ladies do attack the ball.
Burnett out to Woodard. Woodard drive. She's going to throw up the off-balance leaner. It won't go, but she does get the foul called. That one is going to go from about 12 feet. She makes that effort and heads to the free throw line. That foul goes against Mayo, her first. She's got a pair of points as well. Woodard's first free throw is short iron, and that's where you got to be careful. I'll say this so far, Jeff McDonald, the Pirates have really been unable to work the ball all the way to the interior. So lots of those mid-range jump shots, you don't want to start giving away those long-range fouls, especially when they're having trouble finding the bottom of the net. Woodard's second free throw, no good.
Yeah. I've been seeing way too much of that these days. A lot of young folks getting to the line, not taking advantage of the free ones. Got to get up there, do your thing, take your time, bend the knees, put it in the bottom of the net.
Back to the top of the key in the hands of Shania Mertens. She kicks it over to the left side into the hands of Leandra Ichi. Here's Leandra working the top, waits for the screen, gets it. loses control, finds it again. It's a scrum on the floor, out of bounds, and last touch by the Pirates, by the Raiders, so the Pirates get the offensive turnover, and that's another thing you want to see out of the Raiders. Maintain control. This defense for the Pirates is not really being that aggressive, so let those screens get set before you try to force your way over the top.
Yeah, again, I see these days the use, playing the two-man game, waiting on the screen, setting a solid screen. The two-man game just isn't what it used to be, but I've seen some programs sort of working harder, bringing it back successful. You watch high school basketball in our local community, you see Choctaw, you've got two guys over there that are doing a great job, and even in the high school ladies game in our area. But here at the college level, Division I level even, I was watching Alabama and Kentucky earlier today, and man, even at that level, just struggling in the two-man game.
Long pass for the Raiders, deflected out of bounds. Good defense from Zamaria Polk for the Pirates, but the Raiders still have the ball. There's a quick jump shot. It is no good for Ava Tracy. Rebound tied up, and we have a jump ball.
Looks like it's going to skate down here with the Raiders.
Possession arrow points to the team in gray and flips over now after the inbound. So here come the Lady Raiders. There's McCoy. No, excuse me, that is not McCoy. That is Gabriella Sales out on the three-point line with a quick pass to the inside of the layup off the side of the backboard. Here come the Pirates back the other way behind number 3, Kayla Jackson. Three-pointer is up short, draws iron for Kaya Burnett. That full-court man defense out of Kayla Jackson now, but she backs off and lets the offense get set up behind Shania Mertens.
You definitely want to keep an eye on her at the three-point line, though. Number 23 for the Pirates, Kaya Burnett. She can shoot it. You see that stroke. It's so pure and natural. Don't want to give her too many of those. She's, 1 for 2, I believe, at this point. But she seems to be open a lot.
Quick inside pass there made by CeCe Mayo. It's tipped out of bounds by the Pirates and last touched by the team in blue. So the Raiders will take over once again underneath. A couple of substitutions for the Pirates. Checking in number 11, Zarina Walker, a freshman, 5'10", from Seattle, Washington. She'll hit the floor next. One of the things you love to see about these rosters in the Panhandle Conference, you get players from all over the world. Jeff McDonald on the Lady Raiders. Georgia Gale hails from Yorkshire, Great Britain. Ava Tracy from Toulouse, France. You've got Fayetteville, North Carolina. Anastasia Zarakova from Moscow, Russia. Gabriela Sales from Sao Paulo, Brazil. CeCe Mayo from Latham, New York. You're talking an international roster. That's true of both the men's and women's team.
Just right down the road, right? Moscow, Russia.
Right around the corner.
That's it.
There's a foul called at the top of the half-court line by Shania Mertens, so that one's going to be her first foul, second on the Raiders with 1:36 in the first period here, and the Pirates will take over.
So you really love how these refs are really just kind of letting them play. 2 and 3, not a bad situation to be in here right at the end of the first quarter.
Pirates working the ball around the perimeter. Quick three-point shot is up and good. The bucket drops there. Off the substitution for Anita Payne from Opelika, Alabama, a freshman who knocks down the three. And all of a sudden, Jeff McDonald, the Pirates are within 4.
Yeah, they're hanging in there, buddy. Shooting that 3. What's that? I believe that's 2 for them. So of their 8 points, they've knocked down 2 threes. So 3 buckets knocked down for the Pensacola Lady Pirates so far.
We are back the other way for the Raiders. And again, working at the top of the key is Shania Mertens with 2 seconds on the shot clock. The release is up and good. No good. Rebounded, though, by the Raiders, and a fresh shot clock for the team in gray.
Yeah, you want to see Northwest Florida get back into this two-man game a little bit, especially with our guard number 2, Leandra, and then also number 24, Jaden McCoy. They were doing a great job early in the first quarter here of working together, getting to the basket, getting some easy buckets.
Nice spin move there from Tracy, but she can't get the shot to fall. Back the other way with 25 seconds on the game clock. No shot clock. It is, as of right now, inside of 17 seconds here in the first period as the Pirates try to set up for the final shot of the first period.
Got to keep your eyes on number 1. Don't let her get open. She just knocked down that deep 3.
Kick to the corner, the drive underneath.
Wow.
Good put up there. That's number 20, Sade Mobley, who gets the last shot of the first period. Goes up and under. If you can't go over McCoy, the best way to do it is go under and around. She does it, and she brings the Pirates to within 2. So at one point, it was a 10-0 lead for the Raiders. but the Pirates don't go away. Knock down a couple of clutch three-point shots, Jeff McDonald, and we've got ourselves a basketball game.
Yeah, the Pirates have done a great job. They cranked up the defense, making it harder for our young ladies to get the basket into the ball into the post and get some of those easy buckets like we were earlier in the first quarter. Then on the other end, knocking down some threes and taking advantage of the free throw line as well.
Saw a relatively dramatic change in the offensive approach to the Raiders there. At the beginning of that quarter, Jeff McDonald, lots of screens, a lot of slow developing offense that was based on having the right players in the right place at the right time. When we got to the end of the period, it was almost like they were trying to attack very quickly. They got away from, like you mentioned multiple times, that two-point game, created a situation where the Pirates were able to get a couple of turnovers, get some transition points, and now all of a sudden we've got ourselves a basketball game.
Yeah, you get to a point where you notice they're forcing it a little bit. You know, you're dribbling the ball into a trap at the top in the zone rather than getting it out quick. You got someone open down in the corner, maybe down in the post.
So we will get to the second period in here in just a moment, and the one thing I'd like to see, Jeff McDonald, go back to using the size advantage went away. Pensacola switched to having a couple of taller players on the inside, so it took away that ability to really drive off those screens. I'd like to see more screens at the top, but let's see some of those kick out. Let's get some of those mid-range jumpers. Pensacola did that very well. Some of those mid-range jumpers from the elbow, from the short corner. The Raiders, I'd like to see almost kind of copy that if Pensacola stays with their big lineup.
Yeah, you'll notice we're shooting, according to the statistics, 0% from the three. So if we can get some of that penetrating and kicking back out, that might help us out, get some easy looks.
31.6% from the floor, 5 assists, and 14 rebounds for the Raiders in that first period. Pensacola will open up with the basketball. There's a three-pointer. It is going to be well short and underneath. That was almost off the bottom of the net for number 12, Brandy Washington. As soon as she let that go, she kind of started holding her wrist a little bit. Don't know if that's a wrist injury or a pride injury.
That's a whoops injury.
So here the Raiders, the pass inside to McCoy. McCoy goes up with the left-hander and count it. Great inside pass down the lane. Saw there was room to Leandra Ichi, and McCoy takes advantage of the left-hand layup.
Great job getting back on defense, too. I love Leandra's vision. And look at that, great take. Got to finish that one, though, with the left hand off the glass.
Ichi just over the rim, so here come the Pirates back the other way. Saved off the dribble. The long three-pointer is no good off the iron for Anita Payne. The inside rebound, however, grabbed and good. Put back by Zamaria Polk.
Yeah, it looked like our ladies were in good position, boxing out, and the ball just came a little bit harder off the rim. They did a great job there. Good fundamental basketball, just didn't get the bounce they wanted.
Lady Raiders lead in the rebounding category 16-11, but you saw in that last possession how important it is to not give away second chance opportunities to a Pirates lineup that has a little bit of height on you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you've got to do is what we saw them do just down here on that last possession is you got to put your bottom on a body and move them outside of the paint and let the ball come to you. Sometimes you get that bounce that's a little unfortunate, though.
Ball tipped underneath the basket, out of bounds by the Raiders, so the Pirates get a free possession here. And again, good full court press defense. That Leandra Ichi at the top. She's been really hammering the ball carrier, approaching the half court mark all night long.
Absolutely. Great defense on both ends, actually. Great pressure, good full court press defense.
Anita Payne with another three-point effort. That one no good. And the Raiders get the rebound. There's the inside pass to Tracy. She's looking to set up the offense. The dribble drive, the turnaround one-step jumper. Little bit of that Euro step there for Tracy, but Iowa Tracy gets the nice kiss off the glass.
Well, you love it when they get the ball. A lot of these kids don't turn and face the basket. She gets the ball in the post, turns, face the basket, up and under, one step. Great shot off the glass.
So Iowa Tracy gets another deuce. She's got a pair on the game. 2 rebounds to go alongside it. 36.4% from the floor. Here's the knock so far for the Lady Pirates, shooting 27.8% from the floor as the scoop layup is no good. And you see the frustration in the face of Leandra there. She missed that layup. That's the third missed point-blank layup she's had so far tonight, Jeff McDonald, and it's starting to show.
Yeah, she's doing a great job getting to the basket. Just got to finish.
She's looking over, and this is one of those times where coaching staffs come into play. And you don't hear that on a lot of broadcasts, but you'll watch the coaching staff on the other side. They're calling Leandra over and telling her, you've got to calm down. It's tough, we know. It's going to fall. They're layups. They're going to fall. You're in a tough stretch. Take your time, slow down. And you can almost see, I think the frustration there on that last shot may have put a little more emphasis, a little more strength behind that shot than she wanted, and that's why it came up a bit long.
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing that, though, during these free throws or downtime in the game where the coaches get out, communicate with the ladies. And I tell you, I was very impressed with these young men that we've got along with Coach Walker that represent us here. They do a fantastic job. They really care about the young people as well.
Second free throw is good, and Pensacola State College back within a pair. 16-14, 7:30 showing on the clock. The Lady Raiders in possession of the ball. Here's McCoy at the elbow. 3 consecutive players, a parade of Raiders go right in front of her off the top of that screen. That's just a well-designed offense. But what you'll notice, Jeff, is that she didn't try to force the pass. She waited until the player came open, and there's the jump shot there. It is good, number 10 for Shania Meertens.
What you love to see, Rob, is not a lot of standing around, a lot of ball movement, a lot of screens off the ball. And I love this motion offense. Nobody standing around, balls moving. Going to help you get easy shots.
Good possession there. Anita Payne inside to number 22, Deja Woodard, who hits the layup, and that was one of the better offensive possessions we've seen out of the Pirates so far. Back on the other side, nice quick pass inside from Leandra Aichi. She gets it inside to number 10, Shania Meertens, who gets fouled hard going up to the basket, so she'll head to the line and shoot a couple. And again, they've seen those quick inside passes, Jeff McDonald, and if the lane opens for just a second, the Lady Raider guards are not afraid to throw that quick strike pass right down the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a great job of getting it in there with the pass or either with the dribble, getting in there often in this game. We just got to do a better job of finishing, Rob.
First free throw no good for Meerton, so the lead remains at 2, 6:42 on the clock. Second free throw is also no good, bounces off long, but rebounded there by Leandra Aichi. And again, if you can't get the layups to fall, go get the rebounds, go get the steals, go get the assists, do whatever you can do to help your team win. Good move there, but the layup won't go for Awa Tracy. Heck of an effort underneath after that offensive rebound by the Lady Raiders, though.
Absolutely. We're getting good looks. Just got to knock them down, Rob.
Drop to the inside, pass out to Woodard. Woodard with a jumper from the elbow, and it is in and out and back in. Gets the nice little bounce off the front of the rim. That's a pair for Deja Woodard.
Rob, if we would have had these rims back in our day, it would have been a lot better.
Coach might have had a reason to check me into the game every now and then. Woodard with 6 points, 3 rebounds on the day so far, 35% from the floor. And now all of a sudden, Jeff McDonald, we talked earlier how the shooting percentage clearly in favor of the Lady Raiders. Look at it now. 36% from the floor of the Raiders, 35% from the floor are the Pensacola State Pirates. And what's the score say? It went from a 10-0 deficit to an all-square ball game.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. I mean, I would say the Pirates have ramped up their defense intensity a little bit. We're just not doing a good job of finishing. We're getting good looks. We're getting them down deep into the paint. We're just not finishing.
Georgia Gale thought she had the turnover, but it goes off of her foot, so Pensacola State will maintain possession of the basketball. 5:43 showing here in the first half of play. Quick pass, and there's a steal. Here goes Leandra Aichi back the other way. She'll pull out and wait for the offense. Good pass to the inside and lost possession of the basketball did Cece Mayo. I got to tell you, Jeff, I don't know if she lost possession or she thought she had Jaden McCoy trailing her on that. I think she may have been trying to go for the pass there. That's another one of those times where I say I understand unselfish basketball, but if it's you, the ball in the rim, put it through, young lady.
Absolutely. I don't know. It almost looked to me that she just lost it. She was getting ready to come down and go up and just lost it.
Charge called. Great turnover there. Cece Mayo, she makes up for the turnover on the one end, sets the feet, and that was a textbook way to take a charge, Jeff.
That's how you want to do it. And I don't even believe that was an Academy Award-worthy charge that she took there. That was legit. But she does a great job making sure she's outside of the line in the paint. And that's one of the great fundamental moves that you don't see enough anymore is taking the charge. A lot of guys getting fouls that are uncalled for, ladies getting calls instead of just taking the charge.
Georgia Gale inside to McCoy. McCoy back up to Mayo. Mayo with the nice little look to the left. The spin move, kicks out for the three. The dribble drive back up to the top. A 5-pass possession that results in a turnover. Good ball movement there, but just couldn't finish, couldn't execute. Good block on the other end, though. Leandra Ishii comes up with a huge block, and she may not be having a good night from the floor, Jeff, but that's about 4 consecutive possessions that Ishii has had something to do with a turnover.
Yeah, she's a hustler on both ends. She is struggling as far as finishing in the paint, but she's doing a great job on the defensive end and dishing the rock off.
Shania Mertens with a right-handed scoop layup earns her 6th point of the evening to go with 4 rebounds, and the Raiders now back up by a pair. Good dribble drive there and a foul called on, that's going to be a drive by Sade Mobley.
Yeah, we got the foul there, but you'll notice we have picked up our defensive intensity in these last 2 possessions, and I believe you'll see that continue, hopefully get us into a good double-digit lead going into the half.
That's CeCe Mayo's 2nd foul of the night. She's got 2 points and a rebound to go with it as well.
Yeah, I want to see CeCe do a better job of finishing inside the paint also.
By the way, quick announcement, just saw this up on the board. The Emerald Coast Classic field announced Florida State, Purdue, Tennessee, and VCU all coming to town. I got to tell you, Jeff, this Emerald Coast Classic the last couple of years has gone from a nice little startup tournament to bringing some of the premier teams in the country. Tough day by Florida State today because they get rocked by Virginia, but that's a top 10 team in the country. Tennessee is always a threat. That's a heck of a field for the Emerald Coast Classic Thanksgiving this year.
Hey, listen, it's a very entertaining tournament. Had a great time over the holidays. That one was around Thanksgiving of calling those games here at the arena. And great crowds, great basketball. Ultimately, I believe this year we had Cincinnati taking it home again. And it's awesome to get that here in our community. And with the addition of this arena, it's brought along some tremendous opportunities. You know, we got the college tournament, do some of the bigger high school basketball tournaments recognized nationally, where you got some players coming into the area like not IMG Academy, but Spire coming down with the ball crew is here. LaMelo coming in here and putting on a little show. So that's nice. This arena is bringing in some great events, some great opportunities to bring in college tournaments, high school tournaments, and even some great nonprofit events like they do for us with Impact Emerald Coast every summer for Hoops for Hope.
So 4:12 showing on the clock. The Raiders have a 2-point lead so far. It's been the Lady Raiders, I would say it's been a back-and-forth game. The Lady Raiders jumped out to a 10-0 lead earlier, and it looked like it was going to be a runaway first half, but then Pensacola State College came up with 2 or 3 turnovers under the basket. I will be honest, lots of missed layups have kind of been a big problem for the Raiders. If they put about half of the missed layups away, they're up 8 points.
Yeah, and I'd say about half of those are contended, half are just wide open. We just got to knock those down, do a better job of, when we get to the basket, finishing. We're doing a tremendous job, though, of actually getting to the basket, either finding the open player or great dribble drives to the basket, and even doing a good job of kicking it out. I would like to see our ladies go ahead and knock down some wide open threes. We've had some opportunities outside the arc. We're just not shooting it. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of that here near the end of the second quarter.
So far, 2 free throws attempted thus far for the Northwest Florida State College Lady Raiders. And that's kind of interesting. That's the one stat that's jumping off of our stat sheet at me so far, Jeff McDonald, because as much as the Lady Raiders have played underneath the basket tonight, you'd think they'd be going to the line more often. And that's not to discredit these officials. I think they're doing a great job so far. But you'd like to see more physical play. Take advantage of Jaden McCoy, who's been having a very good night so far. She's got 6 points and 5 boards. I'd like to see more passes to the inside in the block, get her working underneath, go to the free throw line a little more frequently. That's where Sade Mobley is right now as we ended that last half with a shooting foul. So she'll head to the line and shoot the first, which is no good. Long rebound brought in by Georgia Gale, and we're back the other way.
Yeah, we could definitely do a lot better inside the paint, getting someone up. You're seeing some good ball fakes. Get them up in the air, let them come back down, then go up. Do a better job drawing the foul, trying to get the three-point play.
Working the perimeter with the basketball are the Lady Raiders. Leandra Ishii inside, back out for the three-point effort. No good for Georgia Gale. Good look at the basket, good effort, just a couple of inches off, and the Pirates end up with a rebound.
Hey, I'm okay with that. You got to start shooting it before they start dropping. So I think she gets a few more looks. You're going to see them start falling.
Brandy Washington's going to drive to the right against McCoy. You're not going to win that battle very often, so she kicks to the far side wing.
Ooh.
Good pump fake on the three-pointer, and it is good. Count a bucket for Kaya Burnett. You called her out for being a three-point shooter earlier, Jeff, and there you have it.
we got to do a better job on the close out there. Don't get up in the air. Close out. Stay in front of her. Get your hand up. Stay in the face of the shooter. You go flying by like that, they just gather themselves, knock it down. You got to stay in front of them.
With Tracy with a turnaround short jumper. It is good. And a 2-point lead with 3 minutes to play here in the first half. The Lady Raiders up 22-20 on the Pensacola State Pirates.
I'll tell you, Iowa Tracy has got a great game with her back to the basket. She's got some great moves, great feel for the post, and it's been very impressive so far.
Up and under layup is tipped away by Jaden McCoy and out of bounds. Last touch by a Pirate right off the free throw, right off the baseline, excuse me. So the quick turnover, and here come the Lady Raiders once again, led by Leandra Ishii. There's Iowa Tracy working it up, the inside pass, and a screen set there. Run through by one of the Pirates. Leandra Ishii had a great screen set up there. That's Brandy Washington who pushed through the screen. And that's one of the benefits. We talked a lot about the screen game earlier. One of the other benefits that comes along with that, Jeff, is if you do set a good screen, which Leandra Ishii did right there, you set that good screen, you get an over-aggressive defender, lots of opportunities that they may push through that screen, and you can draw a free foul.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see we just got another one here.
That foul called against Brandy Washington. That is going to be her second foul of the afternoon. A couple of back-to-back ones. Free throw effort is just off to the right for Georgia Gale. And listen, it gets to be cliche, Jeff McDonald, for anybody who's watched basketball long enough. But when you get into these games that seem to be hovering around a 1, 2, 3-point game heading into halftime, free throws can often be the difference.
Yeah, right now we're sitting at 0 for 3, now 0 for 4. If I'm reading it right on the scoreboard. What I was hoping to see there is Georgia Gale get a shot at the line, just to sort of get a rhythm. Next time she gets that open look behind the three, knock it down.
Pirates again working the ball around the perimeter. Look at that 1-3-1 defense for the Raiders, and you'll see them kind of going wing to wing. Good inside pass there, but quick back to the defense of the Lady Raiders, and a save there. But it's picked up by the Pirates. That was Leandra Ishii who dove out of bounds to save the ball, but the Lady Raiders trying to get back in transition did not see the ball was loose, and the Pirates take advantage of the turnover. Yeah. Driving kick out to the outside, another drive, and this one's going to be popped up into the air. Georgia Gale ends up with it. Back the other way up to Iowa Tracy. Tracy goes up and gets the transition bucket. Good assist there from Georgia Gale to find the perfect pass to Iowa Tracy with the finish.
What's impressive about our ladies, our girls in the paint, they do a great job of running the floor. She got rewarded there for hustling.
What I love about this 1-3-1 defense that we see the Lady Raiders running right now is that they're really able to stretch out wing to wing, but they collapse so well and into the right positions. They don't panic when the ball goes inside. They get back to assignment. They get back to their spot. They're collapsing. Anytime the ball gets into the post, you see three gray shirts immediately collapse around it. And if that doesn't happen, this 1-3-1 defense fails. But so far, it's worked out well for the Lady Raiders.
What helps you, too, in the 1-3-1 is when you got a lot of length. You know, we've got girls with some length. So that makes it hard to get those good passes inside. You got those arms stretched out throughout the paint, and it's tough to get those shots inside.
Iowa Tracy with a nice little touch teardrop jumper from inside the free throw line, and now a 6-point lead with inside of a minute to play. Here's Pensacola State back the other way. Kaya Burnett with the ball, working it around the perimeter, looking to try to probe into that 1-3-1 defense. Pass out to the corner, and that's what you leave open. Pensacola State takes advantage. Anita Payne, that is the one kryptonite of that 1-3-1, is that if you get a good drive inside, often those corners are left open. Anita Payne took advantage, knocks down the three, and now it's a 3-point, 26-23 lead for the Lady Raiders.
Well, the Pirates definitely have a couple zone busters in number 1, Anita Payne, and number 23, Kaya Burnett, and she took advantage of that wide open look.
Iowa Tracy can't get that one to fall. Rebound is brought down, and we've got a bit of a scrum between McCoy and Savannah Walker-Laffler for Pensacola State. Results in a jump ball possession error pointing the way of the Lady Raiders, and with 19.9 showing on the clock, they'll play for the last shot here. Jeff McDonald nursing a 3-point lead.
Yeah, and kind of what we were hoping for is to see a little more discipline down here on the offensive side and get this lead up to double figures before we get to halftime. But here we go in the paint again. We got number 3, Iowa Tracy with a back to the basket, missing the easy bucket.
Left-handed turnaround with a defender in the face is going to be no good. 8 seconds showing on the clock. Pensacola is going to look for that last shot. Here's Burnett. She's going to drive and blocked away. Knocked out by Leandra Ishii, and I'm going to give credit, Jeff. She got frustrated earlier. Only 2 points on the board for Leandra. She missed 3 or 4 wide open layups, but I've got to get a ton of credit to Leandra Ishii. She played her guts out. A handful of turnovers, a couple of blocks, 3 steals in that half. Leandra Ishii can't find the scoreboard, but she has been the biggest influence on this game for the Lady Raiders, even if it does not show in the scorer's column.
Absolutely. You see her down here on the defensive end working her tail off. Also, even on the offensive end, she might not be scoring the basket, but she is penetrating, creating some nice looks for her teammates. So she's doing a great job on the offensive end in that way. So
absolutely. The couple of detriments I would say for the Lady Raiders so far, first and foremost, and we mentioned it a couple of times, those missed layups have been a problem. There have been a few of them. If about half of those missed layups go through, we're probably talking about a roughly 10-point lead for the Lady Raiders. The other problem they're having right now, I think so far, is that they're not getting up and down. They are getting some transition opportunities, but they're not finishing them, even if it means resetting the play. It's almost like if they get into transition and they don't get an immediate look at the basket, they get frantic, they get hectic, and they kind of start getting carried away with just trying to force something to happen. I would say those are the 2 biggest takeaways for the Lady Raiders after this first half.
Yeah, I'd definitely say a little more patience on the offensive end, work the ball around, get it inside, take the shot. Keep doing a great job on the boards. They have done a great job on the boards. We're just not putting the ball back in the hole.
Another big takeaway for the Lady Raiders, 0 for 4 from the free throw line, but fortunately for them, just 2 for 6 are the Lady Pirates. 9 of 25 for the floor. Pensacola State College, 13 of 33 for Northwest Florida State College in that first half. 16 total rebounds for Pensacola State College, 23 for Northwest Florida State. They have absolutely owned the glass so far this evening, and it's resulted in a number of second chance opportunities. That probably the biggest difference so far between the Lady Raiders and the Pirates.
Yeah, I've really been impressed with our young ladies on the inside. You know, number 3, Iowa Tracy, number 24, Jaden McCoy. Second half, I would really look to see Georgia Gale and Leandra Ishii get heated up. We can get those 2 going on the offensive end, Rob. We'll see, I think, this lead crank up to double figures. And if we keep playing some strong defense, I don't see the Raiders giving this one up.
We talked about Leandra Ishii and the fact that while she has not had the best night in terms of field goal percentage, she's given back in so many other ways. 5 assists for Leandra Ishii so far out of an 8 total for the Lady Raiders. She has been a fantastic distributor of the basketball so far this evening, and it has been an absolute spur offensively for the Lady Raiders. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back here in just a handful of minutes. We'll get through the rest of some of the first half stats, get you set for second half action, and of course, start looking ahead to the men's game this evening as the undefeated Lady Raiders get set for second half action. My name is Rob Brown. He's Jeff McDonald. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stick around. You're watching Lady Raider basketball right here on Emerald Coast TV.
This is where you live, learn, and play. Northwest Florida State College now offers a degree in hospitality and tourism, where you can train with a nationally recognized college in a globally recognized resort area. This is where you start building the foundation for your future. This is Northwest Florida, and the best is our standard. Visit bearaider.com to learn more.
Welcome to the Humanities, Fine, and Performing Arts Division at Northwest Florida State College. We are a premier institution of higher learning with state-of-the-art studios, performing facilities, and learning spaces. If you are interested in pursuing music, art, theater, or dance, or if you just want to better understand your own humanity, we have a place for you. Our instructors are highly knowledgeable and motivated about teaching you your passion. Our classrooms, studio, and performance spaces are designed to maximize your learning experience. When you graduate from Northwest, you're ready to go to work or continue your education at a four-year university. We invite you to learn more about our arts and humanities programs at Northwest and how we can help you discover your passion.
This is where you live, learn, and play. Northwest Florida State College now offers a degree in hospitality and tourism, where you can train with a nationally recognized college in a globally recognized resort area. This is where you start building the foundation for your future. This is Northwest Florida, and the best is our standard. Visit bearaider.com to learn more.
Did you know Northwest Florida State College waives all state, college, and course fees for all active duty military tuition assistance students? NWF is committed to serving our military. Visit nwfsc.edu or call 850-678-5111 to learn more. Register today to design your future at Northwest Florida State College.
Welcome to the Humanities, Fine, and Performing Arts Division at Northwest Florida State College. We are a premier institution of higher learning with state-of-the-art studios, performing facilities, and learning spaces. If you are interested in pursuing music, art, theater, or dance, or if you just want to better understand your own humanity, we have a place for you. Our instructors are highly knowledgeable and motivated about teaching you your passion. Our classrooms, studio, and performance spaces are designed to maximize your learning experience. When you graduate from Northwest, you're ready to go to work or continue your education at a four-year university. We invite you to learn more about our arts and humanities programs at Northwest and how we can help you discover your passion.
This is where you live, learn, and play. Northwest Florida State College now offers a degree in hospitality and tourism, where you can train with a nationally recognized college in a globally recognized resort area. This is where you start building the foundation for your future. This is Northwest Florida, and the best is our standard. Visit bearaider.com to learn more.
Did you know Northwest Florida State College waives all state, college, and course fees for all active duty military tuition assistance students? NWF is committed to serving our military. Visit nwfsc.edu or call 850-678-5111 to learn more. Register today to design your future at Northwest Florida State College.
Welcome to the Humanities, Fine, and Performing Arts Division at Northwest Florida State College. We are a premier institution of higher learning with state-of-the-art studios, performing facilities, and learning spaces. If you are interested in pursuing music, art, theater, or dance, or if you just want to better understand your own humanity, we have a place for you. Our instructors are highly knowledgeable and motivated about teaching you your passion. Our classrooms, studio, and performance spaces are designed to maximize your learning experience. When you graduate from Northwest, you're ready to go to work or continue your education at a four-year university. We invite you to learn more about our arts and humanities programs at Northwest and how we can help you discover your passion.
A vacation you can count on. Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Okaloosa Island. Visit emeraldcoastfl.com.
This is where you live, learn, and play. Northwest Florida State College now offers a degree in hospitality and tourism, where you can train with a nationally recognized college in a globally recognized resort area. This is where you start building the foundation for your future. This is Northwest Florida, and the best is our standard. Visit bearaider.com to learn more.
Did you know Northwest Florida State College waives all state, college, and course fees for all active duty military tuition assistance students? NWF is committed to serving our military. Visit NWFSC.edu or call 850-678-5111 to learn more. Register today to design your future at Northwest Florida State College.
Welcome to the Humanities, Fine, and Performing Arts Division at Northwest Florida State College. We are a premier institution of higher learning with state-of-the-art studios, performing facilities, and learning spaces. If you are interested in pursuing music, art, theater, or dance, or if you just want to better understand your own humanity, we have a place for you. Our instructors are highly knowledgeable and motivated about teaching you your passion. Our classrooms, studio, and performance spaces are designed to maximize your learning experience. When you graduate from Northwest, you're ready to go to work or continue your education at a four-year university. We invite you to learn more about our arts and humanities programs at Northwest and how we can help you discover your passion.
A vacation you can count on. Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Okaloosa Island. Visit emeraldcoastfl.com.
This is where you live, learn, and play. Northwest Florida State College now offers a degree in hospitality and tourism, where you can train with a nationally recognized college in a globally recognized resort area. This is where you start building the foundation for your future. This is Northwest Florida, and the best is our standard. Visit bearaider.com to learn more.
Did you know Northwest Florida State College waives all state, college, and course fees for all active duty military tuition assistance students? NWF is committed to serving our military. Visit NWFSC.edu or call 850-678-5111 to learn more. Register today to design your future at Northwest Florida State College.
Welcome back courtside, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Raider Arena at Northwest Florida State College, setting up for the second half of the Northwest Florida State College Lady Raiders hosting the Pensacola State College Lady Pirates. My name is Rob Brown, alongside Jeff McDonald, handling your color commentary this evening. And Jeff McDonald, a 26-23 game. Looked like the Raiders were trying to run away early, but a couple of turnovers, a couple of quick defensive plays from the Lady Pirates, and they are right back into this thing. Just 2 lead changes in the first half. The Raiders did control the scoreboard the majority of the half, but it is a very tight ball game, and some fundamental changes probably going to get made in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can see 2 of our young ladies we were talking about just now. We can see them begin to heat up a little bit in the second half. Georgia Kale and Leandra Ichi, which we talked about, doing a tremendous job on the defensive side of the ball, and even on the offensive side of the ball, doing a great job of distributing, getting to the basket, just not finishing. But we see her knock down some of those takes. It's going to make a big difference. I think we're in a good spot. 26-23, Pensacola State College Pirates are nothing to sneeze at. They're obviously 14-2 for a reason. Great program, We got a great game. We just need to see our ladies finish strong.
Some of the standout players in the first half, McCoy, 3 of 6 from the floor, had 5 rebounds to go along with that in 19 minutes of action. Leandra Ichi played the full 20, just 1 of 5 from the floor, but she had a handful of assists, a handful of turnovers as well, or steals, I should say, not turnovers. She was throwing herself all over the place, tremendous use of the body to lay it all out there and come up with a couple of big-time steals late in the second half.
Well, the number that stands out to me for her is 4 rebounds, 2 offensive, 2 defensive rebounds.
Leads the game in assists as well, 5 of those. So, and that's listen, we talked about selfish and unselfish basketball in the first half. Leandra Ishii showing the definition of unselfish basketball. The shots aren't falling, fine. I'll do everything else that this team needs me to do to win. Second half underway as the Pirates behind Kaya Barnett will start off with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. As in the first half, 3-pointers up, and good. Brandy Washington ties the game with the opening shot of the second half.
Yeah, Pirates are not shy behind the arc. They will put it up and knock it down, Rob.
I will tell you what I saw out of that possession, patience. They did not panic. They came out. They waited for their shot as we've got a whistle on the sideline there on the backside. That's going to be against, it appears, the Pirates. It is against the Pirates. That's Brandy Washington called for a push on the far side. Her 3rd foul of the evening, 1st foul of the second half for the Lady Pirates.
Yeah, just another great job, that 2-man game.
There's a quick steal from Woodard back the other way, and the left-handed layup is good and out of the gates. Pensacola State with 5 straight points and the lead to open up the second half.
Got to take better care of the ball on the inbounds from the sideline. You don't see a lot of stack plays, inbound plays anymore. Oh, great cut, great pass. Again, got to finish. What I was going to say, Rob, you don't see a lot of these stack plays anymore, run from the side inbounds. It's just a lot of let's try to get to the ball. I would love to see some of those come back.
Steal takeaway there by Awa Tracy after Leandra Ishii missed the layup on the other side, so her shooting woes continue. Tracy gets the steal on the Pirate side. Here come the Raiders, and a kicked ball there is down on the floor. That was number 10, Shania Mertens, who had a very good first half, did Mertens. She ended 3 of 5 from the floor with 4 rebounds as well. But a turnover there. It ends up back on the ground, however, and the ball ends up back with the Lady Raiders. Here's Ishii on the inbounds. Pass to Tracy. Tracy fakes it, gives it back, and we'll set up the offense again. Pass to McCoy at the 3. Good inside pass, but Tracy can't get the layup to go, and those layup troubles continue for the Lady Raiders. Back the other way of the Pirates. 3-point shot is good. Count it. That's number 3, Kayla Jackson out of Gainesville, Florida, a sophomore guard, and it's a 5-point lead for the Pirates.
Yeah, Rob, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. We're getting to the basket still, just not knocking it down. And then you see Pensacola State College taking advantage of that, getting the wide open looks behind the arc and knocking them down.
The inside drive. Georgia Gale says, I'll do it myself. An unassisted drive to the baseline, goes up and under with the left-hander and draws the Raiders back within 3, 31-28 now, with 7:58 showing in the third quarter. Couple of missed layups, so instead Georgia Gale says, let me drive this thing to the rack and see what opens up.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about that Euro step. She kind of gave us a little half Euro right there. Got to the bucket and knocked it down, but if we can knock those down, it's really not a game. So we just got to keep taking it to the basket, trust our fundamentals, put it off the glass, and knock it down.
That dribble drive from Georgia Gale results in her first points of the evening. 10 of 26 in the first half from the floor, 38.5% shooting for the Lady Raiders. That percentage has dropped already here in the second half, and the frustrating part isn't that the shooting percentage dropped, Jeff McDonald, it's that it's dropped all of it from inside the blocks.
Yeah, you don't see us taking too many shots outside of the lane. We just got to start knocking down these easy shots. I know it's redundant, we keep saying it, but it's the reality tonight. Got to make those shots inside the paint.
So here come the Pirates back the other way with that 3-point lead. That full court trap and a quick turnover. The pass to the inside, the left-handed layup is good for Shania Mertens. got the assisted turnover with Georgia Galen. It's a 1-point game with 7:38 on the clock, and another turnover and the quick foul called against Kayla Jackson. This Lady Raider defense is alive, Jeff McDonald.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Get the game turned around, crank up your defensive intensity, get some turnovers and easy baskets off those turnovers.
If the shots aren't falling, go get the basketball. That is an old school philosophy, and you saw the Lady Raiders embrace that. So now they trail by just one, but with the basketball after 2 straight turnovers by the Pirates. Inside pass back to the outside to Tracy. Tracy with the 3, no good, just long. Thought that was money, but the rebound by Ishii, another one. Gale with the long 3, no good. Rims out, a couple of open 3s, a couple of very close misses for the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, I do believe those are going to start falling for us, though. Great wide open looks, and here we go, potential transition bucket.
Can't get the layup to go. Shania Mertens tried to pull up over number 22, Woodard. Woodard with the rebound, the kick on the other side. She's going to go to the rack. The right-handed floater is good. That's number 22, Deja Woodard, a 6'3" freshman from Creighton, Alabama. She has, so far, 10 points, your leading scorer for the Pirates, who lead by 3.
Yeah, Deja's got quite a presence inside the paint. Does a great job putting down contested shots as well.
McCoy back to Tracy. Tracy to Ishii as the Raiders work the ball around the top. Lots of ball movement at the top of the perimeter. There's the drive from Ishii over to McCoy. McCoy to Gale. 3 seconds on the shot clock. McCoy gets it off in time, but it won't go. Good inside pass there to get McCoy that quick little right-handed floater, but she can't find the bottom of the strings. The Pirates back the other way. The jumper is no good for Kayla Jackson, and the Raiders with the loose ball come the other way. Who passed to the 3? Georgia Gale for the tray. No good. Off the back of the iron. McCoy tips it out, but right into the hands of the Pirates, and the blue team back to their end of the floor. Jackson is fouled by Leandra Ishii. Tried to go up and over with that right-handed hook layup, but it wouldn't fall. She'll head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Her team up by 3 with 5:53 on the clock.
And you know what? Like what you'd like to see, Rob, is when the deep shot's not falling for you, go ahead and take it to the basket like Georgia Gale did earlier in the beginning of the second half. If it's not falling, take it to the basket, get an easy shot. And a lot of times that kind of sparks you, gets your rhythm back.
Kayla Jackson's first free throw rims in, out, and back in. It is good. A 4-point lead as McCoy checks out of the first game for the first time this evening. Second free throw for Jackson is no good. Rebound brought down by Mertens. Mertens is going to throw the fast break up to Ishii. Ishii with the layup and gets it. There she is. Leandra Ishii with the deuce off of the fast break. Good transition basketball, and Ishii now back on the scoreboard for the first time since the beginning of the first half, and another turnover there. Kaya Burnett lost track of the basketball half-court line, goes across and back, and the Raiders get a quick transition basket and another turnover, Jeff McDonald, trailing by 2.
Yeah, we got to see Ishii continue to do a great job of finishing there inside the paint when she gets those great dribble drives, knocking it down.
Inside pass to Tracy. Tracy squares up to the basket. Look at the spin move, and the jumper is no good. Awa Tracy earned a basket, but just couldn't find it. Great spin move. Just got to finish, and that's been the theme of the night so far for the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, she has does such a great job with her back to the basket. Great moves, getting the open looks. Just got to knock that shot down.
Burnett with the miss there, an air ball straight into the hands of the Lady Raiders. Here's Tracy working that block again. Look at that right-handed spin. Beautiful layup. And again, short-range layup will not go for Awa Tracy. That shooting percentage now down to 35.6% for the Lady Raiders after another short-range miss.
What's encouraging, though, is the shot looks good. It's just not falling. Give it a minute, it's going to drop.
Zarina Walker with a second chance opportunity, the 5'10 freshman from Seattle, Washington. And we've got a foul on the floor called on the far side of the goal.
Once again, though, Ishii doing a great job getting the ball into the paint to the basket.
Substitution, Anastasia Zarkova from Moscow, Russia. 5'9 sophomore guard is going to check in. There's a second look at Ishii's layup there, and again, she has struggled, but she's now got 2 of the last 2 to fall, and if she can start connecting on those layups, that scoreboard's going to flip over. CC Mayo with the spin move underneath the basket, gets it to drop. The Raiders back within 2.
Yeah, beautiful spin move, great look, knocking it down. That's what's going to make the difference in this second half, Rob. Got to continue to knock those shots down. They're getting great looks. Just got to continue to drop them just like she did.
CC Mayo going to be called for the foul underneath. She disagrees with the call, going up against a much larger 6'3" sophomore, Zarina Walker Lafleur out of Largo, Florida, and now they'll match up with McCoy. That's a little more favorable matchup for the Raiders than having Mayo try to guard Walker Lafleur.
Yeah, a little undersized to be down there trying to match up with her.
3-point effort, no good for Brandy Washington, recovered by McCoy, and we'll come back the other way behind Georgia Gale. Gale over to McCoy. McCoy setting up at the top of the 3-point line, over to Zarkova.
Once again, good ball movement. Nobody forcing anything, working the ball around.
Back up to Gale. Gale setting the offense run up. Mayo setting the screen. She'll flash to the top. Nothing there. There's McCoy on the screen. The give and go. The shot from the corner for Mayo. It won't drop. Rebounded by Brandy Washington. And the Lady Pirates come back the other way. 3:33 on the clock. The Pirates lead by a pair. And you see that defensive intensity. They'll get into that full court trap, but if they can't get the trap in effect by the time the ball hits half court, they fall back into that half court possession as the 3-point effort there is off for Kayla Jackson, rebounded by Georgia Gale off the long rebound. Gale's going to pull back and let the offense set itself back up through the hands of Leandra Ichi.
Yeah, it looks like Pensacola's matching up in a man defense. We just got to continue setting good screens. We got to continue cutting to the basket, getting open for some easy takes.
Anastasia Zakharova fouled hard underneath after a phenomenal inside pass from Ishii. She saw Anastasia flash underneath and got that quick inside pass, and that is one thing the Lady Raiders have done very well. If a quick passing lane opens up down the middle to the basket, they are getting the ball underneath. This time, Anastasia gets the foul. She'll head to the line and shoot a couple. If she hits both, we'll have a tied ball game. First one is up, and string music. That's one of the better free throws we've seen shot tonight. And it's been a struggle for the Lady Raiders from the free throw line. 0 for 6 to start, but Anastasia knocks that one down. 0 for 4 to start, now 1 for 5.
Yeah, she's got a good-looking stroke.
Second free throw is up and good, and we've got a tie basketball game at 36 points apiece.
Back into that zone press. See if we can get a quick turnover, easy transition basket.
Raiders have actually switched to a man-to-man defense on that last possession. It looks like they'll stick with it here. Anastasia Zarkova on defense, out guarding Sade Mobley. Mobley to the top. The three-pointer is up and no good for Brandy Washington, but she comes down on the foot of Georgia Gale, and the foul is called against Georgia Gale. I've given credit to these officials all night long. They've done a good job, but I disagree with that call, Jeff McDonald.
Yeah, I'm going to stand with you on that one, brother. That one looked like ball.
So to the free throw line goes Brandy Washington. 3 for 8 are the Pirates. Make it 3 for 9 after that miss, but they are shooting 45.5% from the three-point line, 38.9% from the floor. That is better than the Raiders in both categories, and that's why they hold a tie ball game after falling behind. Now they lead by 1.
Yeah, tough call there, giving up 3 free throws. You work hard to get a defensive stop, good block. Ball sends it to the line.
Second free throw is good. Now a 2-point lead for the Pirates with 2.5 minutes showing here in the third quarter of action. A handful of substitutions. Leandra Ishii checks back into the game for Georgia Gale, as does number 10 Shania Mertens. Also on the floor right now for the Lady Raiders, Jaden McCoy and CC Mayo, along as Anastasia Zakharova.
Yeah, he saw the Pirates set up in a man press. We broke it well, just couldn't handle the ball inside.
Quick pass, and Cece Mayo has the steal and the fast court break. It's 2-on-1. Good pass over, but not enough room to operate for Shania Merton. She pulls it out inside to Jade McCoy. McCoy with a quick pass to Mayo. Mayo goes up and counted in the face of two defenders. Cece Mayo finds the glass. Watch the replay here. The quick pass. Mayo goes up against two Lady Pirates and kisses it off the glass. That is the close range finish we've been looking for all night, Jeff McDonald.
Yeah, great decision, though, by Shania Mertens, pulling the ball back out, working it inside to Jaden McCoy, and Jaden doing what she does with her back to the basket, looking and finding the wide open teammate, number 34, Cece Mayo, under the basket for the layup and the foul.
Mayo with 6 points on the evening and a chance to add 3 points the old-fashioned way. Free throw is up, and lane violation is called. So the free throw is no good. It looks like Ishii stepped inside of the paint before the ball was released by Mayo. So the free throw no good in a tied ball game, 38-38. 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Tip pass, and Cece Mayo chases it down. Chance for a turnover. Look at that pass. Can't do it any better. The basket is good for Shania Mertens. And Cece Mayo on back-to-back phenomenal plays has earned the lead. There's the stolen pass from Mayo. A beautiful pass to the far side to Mertens, and Shania Mertens finishes 40-38, $151, and there's the spark we've been looking for, provided by Cece Mayo.
Cece Mayo doing a great job there at the last, right there at the end of that possession, 4 straight points. She believes she got the steal and made the bucket. Great
it was
hustle.
a tipped pass that Mayo recognized was going to be floating. She went after it, attacked the basketball, was able to find that. And again, I can't give enough credit. That pass happened right in front of us, and Jeff, when she let it go, I didn't think there was a chance. There was a defender on her right hand. She went behind her head, almost like throwing back across the field, and finds a wide open Shania Mertens. All the credit to Cece Mayo. That was a beautiful possession. And keep in mind, it would actually be a 3-point lead because she knocked down the free throw before, but it got taken away because of lane violation.
Yeah.
Cece Mayo is hot right now.
She is. Here we are again. Looks like we got a zone press set up by the Lady Raiders.
Yep, a 2-1-2 it looks like, and now we'll have a 1-2-2 as we've got Mertens dropping back and forth. Oh, look at the pressure on the basketball there. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by number 2, Lacey Ishii, by the way. Leandra Ishii, excuse me. So that ball tipped away by the team in gray, and Pensacola has an opportunity, but phenomenal ball pressure there by the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, great job applying the pressure, almost creating the turnover.
They have all the momentum right now, and they know it. They are absolutely attacking the Pirates with 1:38 to go in the third period. 40-38, they hold a 2-point lead. Pirates working the ball around the perimeter as they have most of the night. Pass over to Anita Payne. Ends up back into the corner. The dribble drive. Out to Payne again. Payne jacks up the 3. It's no good. Well short. Air ball.
Yeah, our ladies doing a much better job contesting those wide open threes. They're getting out there, closing out, getting a hand in the face, making those shots a little more troublesome for the Lady Pirates.
Leandra Ishii comes up with the basketball underneath the rack off of the air ball and is immediately fouled hard. We've got ourselves a bonus situation, so she'll head to the free throw line with an opportunity to extend this lead. And absolutely, Jeff, this team is all of a sudden the defensive passion of the Raiders, if you will. They are getting out to the basketball. They know that Pensacola State wants to work the ball around the three-point line and have not had a ton of success as the first free throw bounces in, have not had a ton of success working the ball into the post. So they're really trusting Jaden McCoy to hold down the defense underneath the basket and are starting to extend that defense out to the three-point line.
No, absolutely doing a great job, and you're seeing our ladies doing this, just like I said, better job contesting those threes.
Second free throw is no good and knocked out of bounds by Anastasia Zakharova. Full court press once again, kind of almost a man zone. And there's a quick steal from Mertens. Mertens going to go up and over with the right hand, and it's good. Count it for a couple. 43-38, Shania Mertens with a steal and the layup. Here's a replay. Look at that, up and under the defender. Beautiful play by Mertens, and the Lady Raiders extend the lead to 5 with inside of a minute to play.
Yeah, Mertens and Mayo and Ichi doing a great job applying the pressure in that press, creating the turnovers and the easy buckets.
3 turnovers on the last 5 possessions for the Lady Raiders. This time, number 22, Deja Woodard fouled underneath the leading scorer so far for the Pirates with 10, make it 11 as she drops through the first of a pair of free throws and brings the lead to back within 4.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Deja Woodard. She's a great-looking ball player, great-looking shot.
And a nice stroke from the line, absolutely. A 6', 3" tall freshman forward from Creighton, Alabama, who has been so far the most consistent weapon for the Lady Pirates. Here come the Raiders back on the other side. There's Mertens. Mertens inside, and the pass to Tracy is stolen away by the Pirates. Back the other way comes Anita Payne. Payne with a kick out, but no shot there from Kayla Jackson, so the ball works its way back around for the three-point effort to Kaya Burnett. It does not go. Rebound up to Anastasia Zarkova. She's going to go with the floater, but she can't find it, and the Pirates get the rebound.
Yeah, one more dribble, get a little closer to the basket, put it off the glass. She pulled that one up a little short.
Kaya Burnett now holding on for that last shot, 18 seconds on the clock, and the shot clock is just a touch inside, so they will have to let it go before a second.
Hanging on to this 3-point lead here right at the end of the third quarter, 8 seconds to go. Good defense.
Great defense from Leandra Ishii. She saw the pass on the backside to Woodard, went up and tried to get it, and Woodard comes over her back trying to knock the pass down. That is going to be another foul on Woodard, her 3rd of the evening. Substitution now made by the Lady Raiders. Alasia Shearer is going to check in, a 5'11" sophomore guard from Tupelo, Mississippi. Will see her first action of the night as she replaces Awa Tracy.
Pirates again matched up in this man press, staying in a man defense. Great job of breaking that.
Good effort, but could not get the pass off quick enough. Shearer makes a run at the basket over to McCoy. McCoy cannot get the ball up before the backboard lights up, and that is how we will end the third quarter of play. We got a basketball game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-point lead for the Lady Raiders. A big change in defensive philosophy there, Jeff. We saw them switch to that man-to-man defense after the initial zone got cracked a couple of times. So the Lady Raiders flipped to a man defense, and they start extending outwards. They're playing the three-point line. They're trying to take away the opportunity for the Pirates to get the ball into the post, where Woodard was doing the most damage for a stretch there. She ends that period with 10 points to her name. A good defensive switch. I like what the Lady Raiders did on that end of the basketball court.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what we're seeing out of our Lady Raiders on the defensive end. That zone press is really doing its job. Seeing some easy transition buckets out of that, and I'm loving the energy that's coming from number 10, Shania Mertens, number 34, CeCe Mayo, doing a great job of keeping us in the game, getting us the lead back, and of course, you know, for me so far, she's not putting a lot of points on the board, but my player of the game so far, Leandra Ishii, continuing to be the little engine that's running this Raider vehicle, doing a great job of keeping us in this ball game and helping us get the lead back.
And one of the things we can say, no lack of hustle out of this Raiders team. There was a stretch where the layups were not going down, the free throws were not coming, the field goal percentage dipped down under 33% for a little while there. But the hustle never stopped. In fact, if anything, you could feel the intensity pick up. You could see the tenacity of the defensive side. They said, we got to make up on this end of the floor, and they absolutely did. CeCe Mayo came up with a huge steal and a beautiful pass. Shania Mertens, 2 possessions later, does the exact same thing and goes coast to coast on her own. The hustle is there, and I agree with you. Number 2, Leandra Ishii, has kind of set the tone of that so far. And I think that has probably been the difference and the reason that despite giving away the lead midway through that period, they turned around and got it right back.
Well, and you're seeing us doing a better job, too, coming off those turnovers. If the bucket's not there right away, just pulling it back out, get the ball back inside to our ladies in the paint and let them do their work and hopefully get the easy basket. I mean, we're blessed to have 2 young ladies, number 24, I'm looking at the wrong roster here, but for us, number 24, Jaden McCoy, and of course, number 3, Awa Tracy. Young ladies can really do a great job of playing with their back to the basket. Great moves.
Alicia Shear goes down the baseline there, was looking for Jaden McCoy on the backside, and another opportunity. And again, I love unselfish basketball, but Alicia Shear had a wide open look at the rim and instead tried to kick it over to a guarded Jaden McCoy. And I understand that. McCoy is one of the better players on this team, especially down in the post, as that layup is no good, and the ball is tied up. McCoy finds Anastasia on the backside, and we're back the other way. Shear had a wide open look at the glass and passed it to a better post player as she makes up for it there. A pair of points for Alicia Shear, her first on the night. Here's the replay. Watch that spin move. Hooks the left foot, goes up and behind the defender. It's as good as you can do that.
Yeah, well defended. Great job putting the ball in the hole.
Shania Mearns with another steal and a pass and a hard foul there against Leandra Ishii. Ishii went up underneath the basket and Woodard came down hard on her. Here's another look at that foul and watch, just full speed ahead comes Woodard into Ishii, blocks the layup, but again, that hustle, Shania Mearns sets that up with a hustle steal, a beautiful bounce pass down and inside. And here goes Ishii with an opportunity to earn a couple from the charity stripe. First one, no good.
Yeah, it looks like Woodard got her with the body. That's where the foul came from. But when we get to the line, man, we got to knock them down.
3 of 9 are the Lady Raiders after that free throw opportunity. Second one is up and make it 4 of 10 for the Lady Raiders. Substitution coming. Anastasia Zagarova will check off, and on comes Georgia Gale, who will take her spot. Gale caught a breather for a couple of minutes at the end of the third period. She's had a pretty good run, a couple of assists to her name in that third period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see her get going. She's got a good-looking shot. She's got to start knocking it down.
Ball on the floor there. Good defensive effort from Jaden McCoy. Found herself a spot on the floor, set her feet, and made Pensacola work around her. The Pirate dribbler lost her balance and went to the floor. It ends up going to the floor with her, and what could have been a quick turnover ends up out of bounds. Pirates do get the opportunity to inbound now.
Yeah, it looks like Jay McCoy just got her on the back there.
And that's tough when you're a taller player who's forced to come out and play on that perimeter defense against a smaller player. It's easy to think you've got enough distance to reach around and knock the ball out, but McCoy comes a little over the top left shoulder, and that's going to end up as a foul against number 24. She's got 2 of them to her name so far to go with 6 points, and how about 7 rebounds? But look at Shania Mearns, 6 rebounds for Mearns, 7 rebounds for Ichi, and 4 for Georgia Gale. You have got a lineup on the floor right now that is just rebounding like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're seeing Ichi coming from the, our point guard with 7 rebounds. That's fantastic.
Andrew Ichi, a 5'6" tall sophomore from Beacon, New York, who is absolutely attacking the class, but we talked about that earlier. If the shots aren't falling, make up for it in other ways, and she absolutely has. Kaya Burnett on the outside. She is the three-point ace for the Pirates. Quick turnaround jumper is no good, and McCoy's going to come down with the board. Contested, though, and it is a jump ball. Good defense there from number 10, Zamaria Polk for the Pirates. And McCoy thought she had a clean rebound. I think she was turning to look for the outlet pass. Did not see Polk come from behind and tie up the basketball.
Yeah, she did a great job getting that rebound in traffic. And they jumped the gun on that jump ball call. I believe that was pretty quick. But fortunately, we maintained possession.
Ishii calling out the play, working alongside Georgia Gale. There's Shearer working the rock. Looking for Anastasia Zarakova, who flashes but can't find a spot. Back to Gale. Gale inside to Shearer, but the ball's kicked away. Not sure why that wasn't a kickball there, but it was out of bounds either way. It does not matter against Brandy Washington. So the officials say it came off of her thigh, not off of her shin or foot.
It's got to be taxing to defend this Raider offense, Rob. Watch, you never see them standing still, always moving, setting screens, coming off screens, cutting to the basket. Love it.
Shearer drives with the left hand, but it won't go. Rebound is knocked out of the hands of number 10, Zamaria Polk. And the last touch by the Pirates. Good hustle play there. Earns an extra possession for the Raiders.
And one thing you can never say about this Raider team here is they have a lack of hustle. These ladies get after it.
Here's Leandra Ishii setting up the offense at the top alongside Georgia Gale and Anastasia Zarakova. McCoy and Shearer both working inside. There's the inside pass to McCoy. McCoy with the short jumper, can't get it to go. Well off to the left. May have taken a hand to the hand, but no call, so the Pirates come back the other way.
Yeah, it definitely looked like she may have got a little clap there inside the paint. But that's what happens.
Brandy Washington works the ball around for the Lady Pirates over to Burnett. Burnett's looking, and she's not afraid to pull the trigger if she gets an opportunity to. Pass all the way back around the perimeter, back to number 11, who dribble and drives at Zarina Walker, but it won't go. Ball down on the floor and ends up bouncing out of the scrum to Georgia Gale. Gale back to Ishii. Ishii was trying to get it to McCoy, comes out of her hands, and we've got a travel called on Anastasia Zakharova on the flip side. Ishii there frustrated, looking to the coaching staff for help. She wanted McCoy to flash down the lane, and McCoy instead was going to set up a pick. And that is one thing that gets a little bit dangerous as Zarakova checks out of the basketball game. One of the things that gets dangerous, they want to throw so many entry passes to the block, but when you have McCoy, who's such an excellent screener, if she sees an opportunity to set her point guard with a screen, she'll do it, and it can sometimes lead to a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, what you want to see out here on that travel call is you got to set your feet, got to put the ball on the floor before you take your move to the basket.
Brandy Washington with a three goes down, brings the Lady Pirates to within three, 46-43 now. Pass inside to McCoy. McCoy with the right-handed jumper, but it's too long and over the top. So now the Pirates with an opportunity to tie this up. We got a whistle coming from the backside official. It's going to be a foul called on the sideline. Did not see who that foul was called on, but it does appear it was against Pensacola. Going to go against number 10, that is Zamaria Polk. 6'3" freshman out of Detroit, Michigan.
We got Tracy back in the game for McCoy.
And Shearer is going to check out. Cece Mayo will come back onto the floor as well. Mayo's had a very good game so far. A lot of hustle points out of her so far. Awa Tracy back into the game as well, as long as Leandra Ishii, Georgia Gale, and Shania Mertens all on the floor for the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, get the ball down low to Tracy, and let's just watch her work. Great move.
Tracy with another one of those Euro steps, but can't get the layup to go. She has kind of shown us that she has absolutely got it down. There's the backside pass to Mertens with a pull-up J. Counted, it's good. Another pair for Shania Mertens. 14 points on the night to go with 6 boards for Shania Mertens, who is on fire right now. Timeout called by the Pirates with 6:35 left to play in the game. They were leading by 5 at one point. Now they find themselves trailing 48-43. What have you seen in the last few possessions, Jeff?
Man, great ball movement like we just saw right there, getting Mertens a nice mid-range jumper. And I love seeing Tracy back in the ball game. Just her and her inside game makes a big difference, creating opportunities not only for herself, but as the defense collapses, being able to, push it out for some wide open jump shots. But again, the continued defensive effort by the Lady Raiders, keeping us this 5-point lead, I believe, is really making the difference. You've seen us getting the stops down there on the defensive end, remaining a strong presence inside, forcing some deep jumpers, and fortunately for the Raiders, Pirates aren't really knocking those down in this half.
It has been a story of hustle out of these Lady Raiders. It would have been easy to get discouraged at one point after finding yourself down 5 points, but instead they actually pick up the intensity, which is absolutely what you want if you're coaching that team. It can get frustrating when you go 3, 4, 5 consecutive layups that get missed. It's easy to let that get into your head, and I promise you, there's no basketball player in the world too mentally tough to let 4 or 5 missed layups not start to ding you mentally a little bit. But the Lady Raiders get back on defense. They switch to that man defense in that third quarter. They find themselves pushing forward. Now in the fourth quarter, they find themselves with not only a 5-point lead, but the momentum, and you can see a little bit of frustration on the face of the Pirates as all of a sudden those points they made up in the third quarter are dwindling away.
Yeah, absolutely.
6.5 minutes left to play here in the basketball game as the Lady Pirates trailing by 5, trying to find some of those three-pointers in the second period that kept them in the game. They have not come as easily here in the third and fourth.
Yeah, it looks like we've dropped back into a 1-3-1 press.
Big block by Cece Mayo. Brandy Washington looked like she had a wide open opportunity, but Mayo comes out of nowhere and gets a hand right on the basketball. No question that was a clean block.
Yeah, you notice in the first half we were running this 1-3-1 zone, and then they were spotting up their shooters in the corners, knocking down those deep shots. If we can get out there and contest those jumpers, stay in this zone, slow this game down, and 6 minutes left to go, walk away with a W.
6 of 15 from the three-point line are the Lady Pirates. 0 for 5 from Treyland are the Raiders, and Here come the Pirates. There's Woodard. Nice little spin move there and off the glass, but no good. Rebound brought in. Another one for Leandra Ishii. Ishii's going to drive the length of the floor. She's looking for some help from Georgia Gale. Back to CC Mayo. Mayo looking for Tracy inside. Back to Gale. Back to Mayo.
Nice.
Mayo with the inbound pass, but a great defensive play from Brandy Washington. Read that passing lane and closed it down quickly.
Yeah, she did, because that was a nice back cut, but great recovery by the Lady Pirates. Now we're matching up in a man defense.
And that has been the one thing that's really taken away the long-range shooting opportunities for the Pirates. This is a big chance for the Pirates, who do have the height advantage right now over Tracy as the biggest player on the floor for the Raiders. And you see it there, but the jump ball is long and no good for number 10, Zamaria Polk. Ends back up after an air ball with the Lady Raiders, and a quick pass to Mertens. Mertens able to save it from going out of bounds. Good hustle there as head coach for the Raiders, Bart Walker, saying settle down. We've got the lead. We've got the momentum. Take your time. Throw smart passes. Look at Mertens. Takes it by herself, unassisted. Left-hand dribble drive layup.
Yeah, great screen up top by, I believe it was Georgia Gale, helping her get to the bucket. Wide open layup.
Mertens with 16 points as Washington puts up a three and drills it.
Yeah, not what we wanted to see right there. We don't want to see them have the opportunity to get heated up behind the line and make this a game.
That was a good, clean look in the corner from Brandy Washington, and she finds the bottom of the strings. No problem. She brings her Pirates back to within 4, 50-46 with 4:46 showing on the clock. And again, story is shooting percentages. 39.7% from the field goal, 34 for Pensacola State.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely like to see some improvement.
What is Cece's least favorite household chore? Oh yeah, baby, you know me so well. Is Alasia a morning or a night person?
Smart girl. I hate waking up in the morning.
Cece's favorite basketball player?
The greatest of all time. The king. Yes, our father.
What is Alasia's favorite emoji delete?
Ugh, even when it's like a serious part, like that's annoying.
Back to action here in the fourth quarter. CC Mayo, look at that pass from Awa Tracy, and CC Mayo with the floating teardrop layup gets it to go. 6-point lead.
Beautiful pass, a little behind the back action right there by Awa Tracy. Great finish, and then great defense on the other end.
Leandra Ishii with the basketball, working the top over to CC Mayo. Back over to Mertens. Mertens going to drive right hand, decides better and pulls back out. No great team members inside as Mayo is going to jack up the three. She got it, bottom of the strings. CC Mayo, have yourself a game, young lady.
Finally getting us one from behind the line, Rob. Beautiful.
Second player in double digits for the Raiders. 11 points for CC Mayo as she strokes from the outside. And the Raiders now with a 9-point lead, 3:38 left to play.
Yeah, again, just love the ball movement you see out of these Lady Raiders, finding a wide open Mayo over there for the three.
4 seconds left on the shot clock. Brandy Washington off the screen is going to drive and loses time. A shot clock violation for the Pirates, and now a timeout called. No, excuse me, a substitution to be made. I apologize. Zamaria Polk is going to check into the basketball game. And we do have a timeout called. I was correct. I'm not losing my mind entirely. I still know this game to some degree.
Hey, Rob, we're just getting warmed up, buddy.
So we've got ourselves a timeout call on the floor.
Yeah, we certainly helped our three-point percentage there on that last possession. Went from 0% to, we'll let it come back up, but hey, at least we've knocked one down tonight. And perfect timing, too, to close out this ball game. Give us a 9-point lead. Raiders looking to finish this thing off.
Lady Raiders were 0 for 5 from behind the arc, now 1 for 6. I went to Florida State, so my math's not great, but I know that percentage is not very high, unfortunately, for the Raiders. But that's been the difference so far. I should say that's been the one thing that's really been able to keep Pensacola State College into this. Coming into this period, they were 6 of 14 from behind the arc, so shooting about 43%. Now, that has not been the case in the fourth quarter, and I think one of the reasons why is the Lady Raiders have really stepped up that man-to-man defense. They are working on getting hands in faces. Brandy Washington did have the one open three look from the corner, which she drilled. But other than that, no real clean looks at the basket from behind the arc. I think the Lady Raiders have said, listen, we're willing to let you get in close and get higher percentage shots because you're not beating us there. You're beating us behind the arc. The question's going to be, will we see Woodard come out in the final few minutes? She's now checked back into the game. Deja Woodard for the Pensacola State College Pirates, who has been a dominant force on the inside. If she steps in, starts getting those high percentage shots again, will we see the Lady Raiders have to transition back to that zone defense?
Well, you certainly hope not, but she is definitely a threat to make a difference to help these Lady Pirates get back into the ball game.
7 of 17 from behind the arc as of now are the Lady Pirates. 16 of 48 from the floor. 25 of 60 from the floor are the Lady Raiders. That's a 41.7% field goal percentage.
Yeah, no Deja Woodard on the floor right now for the Lady Pirates.
They subbed her out, which was an interesting decision. They decide instead to go with Zamaria Polk. Polk's another big, tall, 6'3" player. She's got a little more size underneath to her, though. The big three is good. Have yourself a night. Shania Mertens with the tray, and the lead is now 12 with 2:51 to play.
Yeah, we got to get back on defensive end, get a stop. Gave up an easy bucket.
There's Amaria Polk. That's the big player we talked about, replacing Deja Woodard underneath. And again, no real presence in the post as the pass inside to Cece Mayo. Good defense out to Tracy, and Tracy can't get the jumper to fall. Rebound taken in. Good snag there by Brandy Washington. She was about to fall out of bounds, able to turn around, get momentum back, and kick the ball back over to number 23, Kaya Burnett. Washington and Burnett, the two better three-point shooters for the Pirates. Look at that drive from Washington, and Awa Tracy just says, this is my house. You want to, you'll earn to. The shot comes up short for Brandy Washington, but she will head to the line for a couple after a hard foul from Awa Tracy defending her house.
Yeah, Miss Tracy definitely making her earn that free throw line trip. Nice to see our ladies knocking down these threes now as we look to shut down this ball game and continue to stretch that lead out.
Brandy Washington's first free throw is good. That brings the lead back to within single digits as Mayo and Awa Tracy will switch places underneath the basket and try to create a better rebound matchup. That's going to put Tracy on the larger Zamaria Polk underneath the basket. Doesn't matter, however, as the second free throw drops, lead back down to 8. Full court press now for the Pirates, a man full court press it looks like. Mertens is going to bring the ball up one-on-one against her defender, Kayla Jackson, now over to Mayo.
Definitely where you want to get the ball in the hands of Ishii and let her do her thing here. Maybe get a high screen on the ball, penetrate, kick it back out, work the ball around, work the shot clock down, and hopefully get an easy bucket.
Ishii tries to throw the pass to Mayo. Mayo's going to pull the pump fake over to Tracy. Tracy with a nice pump fake, and she gets it to fall. The shots are falling, and the lead is growing. This is what you were waiting for to happen in Jeff McDonald. It comes at the perfect time. That shooting percentage is going up, so's the lead.
Unselfish basketball, reversing the ball, finding the next open man. And as you saw Tracy right there, the pump fake, the dribble, and killing that mid-range jumper.
60-50 lead held by the Raiders. Look at my young man dabbing in the audience there. The Raiders fans out in attendance this evening for the end of the women's game. And of course, coming up at 7:30, we'll have tip of the men's game. Your Northwest Florida State College Raiders right now 14-2 overall as they host the 12-5 Pensacola State College. Of course, the last game, a heartbreaking 1-point loss to Shelton State a couple of days ago for the Raiders, so they'll look to return home, get back into the friendly confines of Raider Arena, and we'll have all of that action for you coming up later on this evening. But we have got 1 minute and 40 seconds left in women's basketball here from Raider Arena. Ishii, Mayo, Tracy, Gale, and Mertens on the floor for your Raiders.
Yeah, I think this is the lineup that's done the most damage for us on the defensive side of the ball for sure for the Lady Raiders.
Sacrificing a little bit of height, but still have Tracy and Gale very capable of handling defense down on the blocks. Here come the Pirates back the other way. Long pass into the corner, but no opportunity. Here comes Burnett. She's going to drive. She'll get the layup, but it won't go. Back of the iron. Rebound by Polk. She puts it up. She puts it in. It's good, and an opportunity to earn another one from the stripe. Good rebound and put back from Zamaria Polk for the Pirates.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to see our ladies get in there and start blocking out a little bit better maybe on the defensive side of the ball, get some clean rebounds.
That foul on Shania Mertens, her second of the game. She has 19 points and 6 rebounds. As Polk will set up for her free throw, it is good. Finds the strings and brings the Pirates back within 7 with 1:23 left to play. That full court press now by the Pirates underway.
Yeah, full court man press right here.
Mayo looking for the inbound. She'll find Mertens. Burnett steps up on her, up to Ishii. Ishii's got her man beat to the basket. Stolen away, was looking for Awa Tracy, but Tracy gets Brandy Washington in front of her. Washington goes the distance. The right-handed layup is good up and underneath. Phenomenal effort there. Yeah, and now within 5.
Rob, that's a possession where you want to see Ishii go ahead and pull it back out, set up the offense, run some clock, maybe get the Lady Pirates in a situation where they got to start fouling.
So now we'll see the Raiders wasting time. 14 seconds on the shot clock, 50 seconds on the game clock as we enter the end of the game. The Raiders nursing a 5-point lead. 45 seconds now. Pirates not fouling, so to the rack goes Mertens. It won't fall, and here come the Pirates back the other way. Urgency behind the basketball.
Yeah, we still got a ball game here, Rob.
Absolutely. There's the inside pass. No good. Back out to Burnett. We've got a 3-second violation called. That is not the call you want there. If you were the Pirates with just over 31 seconds left to play, you needed that possession to bring it within 1. And now all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game with half a minute left to play.
Yeah, it looks like we got a timeout here.
Probably a smart decision. You want to set up something defensively here if you're the Pirates. That full court man press has actually been somewhat successful the last couple of possessions down the floor. They've been able to create a couple of turnovers, and what was a 10-point lead now down to 5. So certainly this game is far from over. 5 points in 30 seconds, very possible, especially if you can create a quick turnover off of a full court press. And the Pirates have run that press almost to perfection in the last 2 minutes of the basketball game, Jeff. So a lot of pressure on the Lady Raiders, not just to get the ball inbounds, but to make sure that you're very careful with the possession of the basketball.
Yeah, Robert, we're not really having a problem breaking the press, though. The problem is once the press is broken, we're forcing it. You know, instead of pulling the ball back out. You know, if you don't have a shot right away, you don't have to take it. Just pull the back out, set up your offense, run down some clock, and force these Lady Pirates to come foul you, get to the line, put this game away.
So we will inbound from the half-court line.
Always love to see what we have set up here on these side outs.
Mayo, Mertens, Gale, Tracy, and Ishii on the inbounds. There's the pass into Georgia Gale. She's fighting against her defender. Out to Mayo. Mayo over to Ishii. Ishii's got plenty of time to hold the ball. 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Ishii, and we've got a foul called by the near referee. That one's going to be against number 23, Kaya Burnett. And got to tell you, Jeff McDonald, the only disappointing thing about the foul for the Pirates is that they wasted 12 seconds before they got to it.
They let a lot of time run off before they fouled, and they fouled off the ball. If you're going to do that, go ahead and do it right away.
So Mayo now on our side of the floor will inbounds. Same lineup, no substitution for the Raiders. And a foul called there by the backside referee, and that one's going to be on the Raiders. It looks like it was a hard block by Ishii, but a foot moving, so an offensive foul called, and now with 18 seconds left, the Pirates have the basketball down 2 possessions.
Now what you want to do, let them off the hook.
So here come the Pirates on the inbound. 15 seconds showing on the clock. They need to get a shot off quick if they want an opportunity. There's the pass to Washington, and a travel called, and Washington hit the 3. So the assist is ruled out on a travel called by Burnett right before Brandy Washington hits what would have been the biggest shot of the game for the Pirates.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Fortunately doesn't count.
Anastasia Zakharova will check in for Shania Mertens. Mertens checks out with 19.6 boards to her name, a phenomenal game, and she's got an argument for player of the game. The in pass to Georgia Gale, and Gale is fouled very quickly by Kayla Jackson.
Yeah, Shania really showed up here in this second half. Huge difference maker and getting the lead back for the Raiders and maintaining it right back into the game for the Raiders.
Got an official's timeout here to reset the clock as Cece Mayo is set to inbound. So our only switch is going to be that Mertens stays in the basketball game as Anastasia Zarkova makes her way back to the bench. So Georgia Gale with the inbound and is going to be fouled with 7 seconds left on the game clock and the shot clock turned off now. So Georgia Gale will head to the line with an opportunity to make this a 3-possession basketball game.
Yeah, hopefully we can step up to the line, knock these down, put it away.
Free throws have been a bit of a struggle this evening for the Raiders. They are 4 of 10, so 40% from the line. Georgia Gale with the most important 1-and-1 of the game so far. A couple of substitutions here for the Pirates. On comes number 22, Deja Woodard, who has had a decent game herself so far this evening. She will sub in.
Yeah, surprising to see her just now checking back in.
They were relying on Zakaria Polk to own the glass underneath. Woodard, however, has certainly been the more potent offensive threat, so it is surprising when they did need points that Polk was in and Woodard was out, but Woodard now in, and Georgia Gale misses the first. Here's the second, so it will remain a 2-possession game regardless of the outcome of this free throw. The lead will remain at 5. There's the quick rebound and smart thinking. To the floor goes Brandy Washington, and as she does, she gets the timeout called with just 0.7 seconds off the clock. So now 6.3 seconds off the clock, and the timeout called by Brandy Washington, so they'll get the rebound inbounds.
We got a foul there, actually, it looks like, Rob.
Oh, it was a foul. Foul called. Okay, I apologize. Brandy Washington was right in front of us. She did get the timeout called, so it looks like she was fouled on her way down, and they will accept the timeout call on the floor as well. So it'll be Brandy Washington goes on. And I really don't hate that, considering, Jeff, that the three-pointer has been the specialty of Pensacola tonight. That's what's kept them in this game, and that's the only thing that they can really do anything with right now. They've got to have a 3. So send them to the free throw line, make them earn the 2, and give yourself an opportunity to take the ball away from them and make this stay in a 2-possession basketball game. I don't hate the foul.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely believe the reality for our Lady Raiders, they got to do a better job of knocking down these free throws. 4 of 12 just isn't going to cut it.
5-point basketball game with 6.3 showing on the clock. Pensacola State's Brandy Washington will be at the free throw line with a 1-and-1 opportunity to earn a couple and make this a 3-point game if she knocks them both down. And then again, I will say this, that full court press by the Pirates has not been overly successful tonight. The Raiders have done a very good job inbounding the ball and breaking the press at the half-court level. But there have been 2 or 3 turnovers very quickly on the inbounds. This is not the opportunity for the Raiders to let up. It might be easy to think we've got a 2-possession lead, 6 seconds left, the game is in hand. Both of these free throws go down and a full court press gets the tip away with a full 6.3 seconds. Plenty of time for either Burnett or Washington to set up and knock down one of those threes they've shot so well tonight.
Yeah, you got plenty of shooters down here for the Lady Pirates, so we got to be real careful. They knock down these free throws to make sure we get the ball in to Ishii, our ball handler, let her draw a foul, get to the line, put it away.
Burnett, Mobley, Washington, your three-point shooters on the floor. Cece Mayo is going to check into the game. She is on with Leandra Ishii. We're also seeing Jaden McCoy check back into the game, so a little more power under the rack alongside Awa Tracy for the rebound. The first shot is no good for Brandy Washington, and that is a bit of a heartbreaker because it demands that at best it's going to be a 4-point game after the free throw.
Yeah, 2 possessions unlikely with less than 6 seconds left.
Second free throw is good, 56-60, and a timeout called by Northwest Florida State head coach Bart Walker. He'll reset the offense as the Pirates will undoubtedly come out in a full court press again. But again, that Brandy Washington free throw, the first one that missed, an absolute killer. What would have been a 3-point game, 1 possession, the opportunity to steal, kick it out, get a quick 3, tie the ball game out. Now you've got to steal, score, steal again, score again,
Absolutely.
and that's not been easy so far for the Pirates.
Outside of a 3-point shot, foul for a 4-point play, unlikely.
And despite the fact that they have shot the ball well, 41.2% from behind the arc for the Pirates, that's not a bad night behind the line. I suspect at this point, if you are Coach Walker over there, you're telling them if they steal the ball and if they kick it out for a 3, contest. Do not come close. Do not foul. Don't breathe on them. Don't look at them too much. Get a hand in the face and stay 2 feet back. Do not give them the opportunity to tie this thing up with a 3 and a free throw.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is foul there. Knock down the 3 and put them on the line, but we've done a great job of getting the ball in, though, so I don't see that happening. Our young lady's done a great job of getting the ball in, taking care of it, getting it down to the other end of the floor, and actually we're seeing it coming out the side here.
Ishii, Tracy, Mertens, McCoy, and Mayo, your lineup on the floor. Nope, Zarkova has checked in for Northwest Florida State now. Here's the inbounds from Ishii into Georgia Gale, and Georgia Gale is fouled immediately over on the far side of the floor. That press was on, obviously, that man-to-man press, but Georgia Gale able to successfully get the inbounds, and she'll head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Georgia Gale, however, 0 for 2 from the line this evening.
Yeah, 1.3 runs off the clock. Still going to be tough to get this, get it down, and get a shot, and then get another possession. So, fortunately, we knocked down the free throw, which I don't want to jinx us, but knock this one down, put the game away.
Yeah, making a 6-point game, demanding a pair of free throws certainly does add a degree of difficulty to a 5-second come-from-behind victory, as the second one is good. So
there we go.
Georgia Gale missed a couple in the first quarter, but she makes up for it late. She'll sub out for Shannon Mertens, who has 19 points and 6 rebounds to her name. One final timeout called by the Pirates as they'll try to establish their offense, understanding that they need a quick inbounds, a quick 3-pointer, a quick steal, and a quick 3-pointer if they want to tie this game up. Things not looking great for the Pirates, but Jeff, that's why we play the game, my friend.
Absolutely, and great job getting Mertens back into the ball game here. Definitely had a strong defensive presence in this half, first half as well. But you definitely want her on the floor for the defensive stop.
5 seconds flat showing on the clock. The Pirates will have the ball after Georgia Gale knocks down a pair of free throws to extend the lead back to 6. The Raiders are in bonus. Pensacola State College not in the bonus. So the other question, Jeff McDonald, at this point is, if you're the Lady Raiders, do you perhaps think about fouling quickly on the inbound? They're not in the bonus. You can run a full second off the clock and make them inbound again without ever getting a shot off. Might be wise to go ahead and get a quick foul. We'll see how Coach Walker has the girls play out.
Yeah, not a bad idea, but we've done such a great job on the defensive end, especially here in the second half. Probably not going to need to.
Anastasia Zarkova on the quick. There's the turnaround. Washington on the inbound to Woodard. Woodard gets the 2-pointer to fall. So now down to 4. Zarkova is going to be fouled quickly by Polk, who throws her out. We've got 0.9 seconds left on the clock, a 4-point game. Look, it was a good look inside. I will say this from Coach Walker. He kind of extended his girls along the 3-point line. Don't give up the 3. They decided to throw it in, take the easy 2 on the inside, but don't know that 2 helps you all that much. You're still down 2 possessions even after the score, and you're sending a very good free throw shooter to the line.
Well, you're down 6. You definitely want to go ahead and try to play for a 3-point shot, get the quick turnover, and get another quick 3-point shot. But
Zakharova knocks down the first. The second is also, nope, that one no good. Off left, look good arc-wise, but that is your ball game, your final. 63-58, the Lady Raiders improve to 1-0 in conference, 15-0 overall, and maintain a first-place tie in the Panhandle Conference, knocking off Pensacola State College. A phenomenal evening for the Lady Raiders, and the efforts of Leandra Ishii and Shannon Mertens, without a doubt, Jeff McDonald. I don't know who you want to name the player of the game, but either one of those two, along with CeCe Mayo, have an argument, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely, and don't forget about Awa Tracy. Just did a great job inside the paint. But I would say second half performance, definitely probably got to give it to Mertens. Just a great job of helping close this game out for the Lady Raiders.
Hustle, the name of the game for the Lady Raiders. We talked about it all game long, and when it came down to the third and fourth quarter, there was a few moments where the Lady Pirates found themselves not back into the game, but taking a lead, a couple of lead possessions, and it looked for a few minutes like the Lady Pirates might be able to push the Raiders behind, but the Lady Raiders never panicked. They hustled. They got back on defense, a lot of transition basketball. They changed from the zone to the man when they recognized that the strength of the Pirates was from the outside the three-point line, not the inside, despite a good game from Woodard. Overall, hustle, the name of the game. Ishii, Mayo, Mertens all laid everything on the floor tonight. They earned this victory.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job creating turnovers off the press. Great job of closing out on the three-point shots, creating some difficulty for the Lady Pirates, where in the first half they were knocking down some threes. They still finished with a 40% or so from the three-point stripe, but a lot of that damage done in the first half, so they did a great job of preventing that in the second half and allowing the Pirates to get back into the game. So
63-58 is your final score. We are going to take just a few minutes. We'll come back and get you all set up for the men's game. His name is Jeff McDonald. My name is Rob Brown. Thank you so much for joining us here on Emerald Coast TV for Northwest Florida State College Raiders basketball.